Hey guys, Professor Bell Comic Book University and the Black Order issue number 2. Yeah, I went digital with this. I'm going to go digital for the rest of the issues. Unless some cool new character is going to be introduced at some point. I think all the characters who are not even cool were introduced in the previous issue. I got that one. I'm good. These ones I'm good with just going comicsology on this. They store my comics better than I could ever do that. So anyway, let's get started with who actually made this comic book. This is writer Derek Landy. Pencils, Philip Tan and Harvey Tolibao. Hope I didn't butcher that name too much, sorry. Inkers Mark Deering, Lebu Underwood, and Harvey Tolibao. Again, man, dude, that guy's just going to keep on showing up and just keep on messing with me, right? Okay, color artists, J. David Ramos and Dano Sanchez Almara. Letters, VC's Clayton Cowles. And cover, Philip Tan and Peter Sigerwald. I don't think I did too bad on that one. Carlos Loud did the graphic design, and that's pretty much it. So there were a lot of references in this comic book, which I dug. Again, you want to make me happy. One of the easiest ways to do that is to have at least one. I think there was more than one reference to other comic books in here. Even at the end, they're like, hey, you want to know more about the Black Order? Most recently, they were in Avengers No Surrender. That 16-issue weekly run, which was freaking amazing, is about to be followed up by No Way Home, where they're going to introduce Conan back into the Marvel Universe. Hell yeah. Hell to the yeah. And what do you call also Infinity, which is their first appearances. That being said, this issue focused slightly more on Proxima Midnight. We got more of her understanding of the way that things are in her mind, how she views the world. I dig that if they're going to continue going this way, then we're going to learn more about the individual characters as we go. I wasn't feeling it in the previous issue because I didn't really get that. I understand. Go back and look at the review for issue number 1. I understood what they were doing. I didn't realize that they were going to keep on switching. Like, you know, if they just kept on having individual, like it was too much. Last issue they did 2 characters. They kept on getting into the mindset of 2 different characters, and that was just too much for me. Excuse me, but this issue, it was pretty much all the narration was just done by solely Proxima Midnight. And that was cool because we got to understand more on her take of the way things were. So every time that she spoke, every time somebody answered or either answered her or spoke to her, you would not only see what she replied, if she replied at all, but you would know her thoughts. Damn, that was brilliant. I really liked this. This second issue was so much better than the first issue, in my opinion. And a lot of you guys loved the first issue, which was cool, man. Cool. I'm glad you liked it better than I did. I like this issue a lot better than I did the first issue, that's for sure. That being said, it's still weird seeing them punked out. I understand that Earthlings are weaker than pretty much every other race out there. You know what I'm saying? Every different species out there. No, race. Every other race out there in the rest of the universe, the multiverse, for crying out loud. But we have superheroes, and superheroes were getting punked by these guys too. So seeing average people beating them up is weird. One thing that did blow me away is they brought the Airwalker into this. Not the Airwalker himself, okay? There's only an appearance in flashback, but the Airwalker, one of the heralds of Galactus, and they're talking about this bow that he wielded. Did they call it the Bow of Gabriel? I can't remember, but it's basically this bow that would be used so that it would help Galactus to digest a planet better and faster and somehow give it more nutrients, which that part didn't make any sense. Unless I just misread it or I read too much into it as opposed to just allowing it. It could just be that it got rid of some of the negative parts. Saying that it enriched the nutrients is a little bit silly to me. But if they're just saying, oh, it got rid of a lot of the impurities so that it did make it easier for digestion. So it's like, you know, taking, I don't know, vitamins as opposed to eating an entire fruit, that's one thing. Except, no, I think it would be better to take the whole fruit instead of the vitamin. Yeah, it would be better to take the whole fruit instead of the vitamin. See, that's the problem. You bring science into it, I start overthinking on it. That's my background. That's what I do. That being said, just say Superman flies. Once you try and tell me how Superman flies, I'm going to break it down why it's not true. All right? So I still like this. I like that they brought in a little bit of mythology from the comic books of yore. Airwalker's a good one to bring into because we really don't know that much about Airwalker, man. Silver Surfer, yeah. Frankie Ray, even, yeah. Terrax, oh God, yes. You know, Firestar, they did all the elements really. But Airwalker, that's a pretty, you know, deep cut right there, man. And I love it, love it. So this was a pretty cool comic book. I can't say it's solid. I want to, but again, they just got beat up so much. And what's his name? Black Dwarf, man. He's just this big bully, and I do love the way that he's played. But there was this one cat in here who was like, you know what? I think that you and me are gonna have to throw down after all this is over, big boy. And oh wow, I don't want to see the Black Order getting punked out because we've already seen how much tougher they are than our average hero. You know what I'm saying? Like one-on-one for the most part. And that's in the comic books, not necessarily in the movies. The movies, they were seriously nerfed. In the comics, like in Infinity, they just came in and wrecked house. So it's weird seeing them not so tough in this one, you know? But still, I like when somebody can talk a good game. You know what I'm saying? That's pretty cool. I want to see him back that up. If he just gets squashed, it's like, psh, expected. But it'd be cool to see him hold his own. Anyway, good comic book. I did enjoy this. This was a good, fun read. So I would definitely suggest checking it out. All right, Professor Bill, Comic Book University. Class dismissed.